and very, very honored that I got the response and the open heart, and people welcomed the album. The love I got from the country community tonight really made me feel so seen, and I'm very grateful.
We find ourselves peering through the gilded gates of Beyoncé's empire, a kingdom long thought untouchable, only to see cracks forming beneath the marble. On the surface, it's paradise. Beyoncé, the queen of every universe, adored worldwide, with a music legacy spanning decades and a business portfolio rivaling Tycoon's. Yet behind the flawless image and carefully crafted mystique, whispers grow louder. The numbers don't add up, the business deals falter, and even her family dynamics hint at instability. Could it be that one of the world's richest, most protected women is now watching her billion-dollar empire slip through her bedazzled fingers?
There was no
Celebrating Beyoncé's record-breaking albums and mind-boggling tour receipts, $500 million here, a historic show there, but those numbers only tell part of the story. Behind the glitter, whispers have grown louder about her business ventures stumbling in ways that seem almost unthinkable for someone of her stature. Ivy Park, her once promising activewear line that looked ready to rival Lululemon, is the prime example. After generating an estimated $93 million in 2021, revenue plunged to just $40 million the following year, and by 2023, her partnership with Adidas had ended quietly. For a woman who turned surprise album drops into cultural events, rewrote the rules of touring, and could make a bottle of shampoo go viral with a single post, those kinds of numbers shouldn't register as more than a rounding error, yet instead, they're starting to look like a red flag.
Say you did so much for so many country artists like Rhiannon Giddens and other folks who you hear them talk about. I saw her cry on CBS talking about the opportunity, that banjo lick and how it changed everything. How important?
Well, the banjo has a deep history, and I just feel honored to reintroduce some of that history that I think has been lost.
Then came Seeked, the haircare venture Beyoncé launched with her mother, Tina Knowles, in 2024, a move that seemed destined to be her cleanest slam dunk yet. It had all the makings of generational wealth, a mother-daughter partnership that could cement their legacy far beyond the studio. But beneath the glossy rollout, cracks began to show. Tina, ever the loyal matriarch, appeared on Meghan Markle's Confessions of a Female Founder podcast and let slip a comment that made the industry flinch. It's her business, so she gets to win. It sounded less like a partner's conviction and more like a peacekeeper's concession. She admitted she always caves to her daughter to avoid conflict, even now. What she didn't say spoke louder than what she did. Is this a slow-motion power grab, with Beyoncé carefully edging her mother to the sidelines under the banner of family unity? Or is Tina, armed with decades of salon know-how but an unfiltered personality,
Family out tonight is a family affair. I saw your mother-in-law so proud of.
What really set the rumor mill ablaze was Tina's admission that she had been dreaming of launching this business for years, while Beyoncé showed little interest and only agreed after some convincing. Even through the mother-daughter glow, the tension is palpable. In the beauty world, family-run brands usually thrive on warm and fuzzy marketing, yet here Tina openly admits she walks on eggshells just to keep her daughter happy and, by extension, secure her own seat at the table. The subtext feels brutal. Is Beyoncé quietly reshaping her empire to tighten control, even if it means sidelining the very woman who taught her everything about hair, beauty, and survival? Meanwhile, the numbers are equally unforgiving. Ivy Park, once hyped as Beyoncé's answer to Nike and Adidas, sputtered out, sales collapsed, collaborations fizzled, and the sold-out in minutes headlines vanished. Even Parkwood Entertainment, the engine behind her brand, pulled in only about $10 million in annual revenue, a surprisingly modest figure for someone operating on her scale. As for Seeked, it still gets hyped in future tense, with fans anticipating the next big thing, but insiders whisper that the venture is already running on fumes, sustained more by glossy press than genuine market disruption.
I want to ask you about Jay-Z's album. I think it's genius. Like all of his projects, I thought it was really good.
Still, this is Beyoncé we're talking about, the architect of modern music business strategy, the woman who hijacked the album release calendar with surprise drops, turned her tours into $500 million cultural earthquakes, owned her masters, bullied streaming giants into exclusivity, forced the Grammys to reckon with bias, and gave Parkwood an aura of untouchability. For 2 decades, when Beyoncé made a move, the industry followed. Which is why the sting of underperforming ventures cuts so deep. If even Queen Bey can't turn everything into platinum, what does that reveal about the machinery behind the curtain? Adding fuel to the fire is the growing sense of a civil war brewing inside her own castle. The whispers of a Tina Knowles fallout are getting louder. Has Beyoncé's outspoken, old-school mother become a brand risk? Beyoncé is a master of silence, someone who never explains, never complains, and keeps operations sealed tighter than a Swiss bank. Tina, on the other hand, has been doing podcasts, admitting to disagreements, and dropping just enough detail to raise eyebrows. Former employees even suggest her traditional style clashes with the militant privacy and control Beyoncé's team demands. And despite Tina's attempts to project harmony, her tone feels less like that of an equal partner in a beauty revolution and more like a mother hoping not to be quietly cut out of the will.
Uneducated gangster rapper, that's all she could.
Just as tabloids began circling the family drama, Beyoncé unleashed *Cowboy Carter*, a country pivot that looked, at first glance, like yet another flawless coronation. The record made Grammy history, launched a blockbuster tour, and even sparked a wave of black entrepreneurship as fans transformed her Western aesthetic into thriving small businesses. The cowboy hat and sash market has never been hotter. But once the confetti cleared, a darker story crept in. Whispers of a so-called Cowboy Carter curse spread through social media and industry backchannels, with lawsuits alleging stolen designs, unpaid collaborators, and creators claiming they were iced out the moment the PR machine moved on. For all the talk of reclaiming country music for black artists, the reinvention suddenly looked less like cultural triumph and more like ruthless PR propped up by burned bridges. And it's not just bitter ex-partners or anonymous gossip fueling the chatter. Even artists under her own Parkwood imprint have begun murmuring about sabotage, projects stalled with no explanation, creative control stripped away, singles buried while Beyoncé's releases get royal treatment. 4 years, few dared to challenge her, but now, as cracks show everywhere from family ties to fashion lines, more voices are emerging. Some even whisper the downfall might be coming from inside the house.